In this demonstration, we'll be visualizing data. We'll begin by setting up our demo. First, you'll open up a blank Google Sheet. Then we'll visit a Wikipedia web page where we'll scrape out some sample data. Then we'll paste that back into our spreadsheet and assimilate it in preparation for visualization. So we'll begin by clicking on the World Happiness Report in Wikipedia link that is in the lecture demo. Of course, you could Google this as well. There's Wikipedia and the World Happiness Report, and you can see how it's constructed. I'm not really that into it. I just need some sample data. And so we're going to scroll down to the World Happiness Reports, but not the descriptions. We're going to keep scrolling down and scroll down to 2020 Report where it says Table, and go ahead and click Show. If I scroll that table down, there you can see the list of happiness countries by overall rank in their country. There's the composite score and each of the individual criteria that went into creating that composite score. We're going to copy the first 20 records along with the heading by clicking outside the gray area and then dragging down and to the right until we get to the end of record 20. Make sure we get everything. And then once you've selected all your data, go ahead and position the cursor over a highlighted area, right click and select Copy. Now we're ready to copy that data over to a spreadsheet. So I'm going to create a new tab. And then because I'm logged in to Chrome with my ACC account, I can click on Google Apps and then click on Sheets. That opens up Google Sheets. And I want to start a new spreadsheet, so I'm going to click on the little plus sign there for blank spreadsheet. And then in cell A1, I want to paste that data. So I'm going to click under Edit and paste Special in Values Only because I've copied that data from the web. I don't want all the web stuff associated with it. So I just want to paste the values. And when I do that, of course, I get a little bit of clutter and things I need to clean up. For example, I've got a blank row here, so I'm going to right click on the one and select Delete Row. Also want to update the field names so they're more simplified, just one word. So in A1, instead of overall rank, I'm going to call it rank. And B1 is country. Score, GDP, support, health, freedom, generosity is good, and instead of perceptions of corruption, I'm going to type the word honesty. All right, there you go. So I've got it assimilated, ready to go. The last thing I need to do is I need to go ahead and make sure that my tab is titled correctly. Instead of sheet, we're going to rename it as table. Also want to rename my spreadsheet. So I'm going to go up to the top left corner and click on Untitled Spreadsheet. And I'm just going to call this 2020 World Happiness. And the last thing I want to do is make sure it is shared with the public. So I'm going to click on the little share button in the upper right corner. And where it says General Access, I'm going to change it from restricted to anyone with the leak, which means the public. Go ahead and click Done. All right, now I've assimilated my data that I scraped from the internet, and I'm ready to start creating my visualizations. In step 2, we'll create a website that will serve as our dashboard. We'll begin by creating a new site in Google Sites. Then we'll update the page title and rename the site. Last, we'll update the theme and format the site as desired. All right, so back in our spreadsheet, in our browser, I'm going to go ahead and create a new tab. And then again, because I'm logged into Google Chrome, I'm going to go to More Apps and select Sites. And that's going to open up Google Sites, which is a what you see is what you get page editor. There's our home page for ACCGIS and an election dashboard. I'm going to go ahead and click on the blank Start a New Site. And then the first thing I'm going to do is retitle this first page. So I'm going to select all the text in the header there. And then I'm going to call this World. And then I'm going to hold Shift and hit enter, and happiness. There we go. That looks pretty good. Now I want to save my website, so I'm going to go ahead and in the upper left corner, click on Untitled Site and call it World Happiness and click enter. Now that renames part of the header there. I don't want that because I already have the title, so I'm going to select that and hit delete. And there my website looks pretty good. You can format your website over on the right-hand side where it says Insert Pages and Themes. And we're going to click on the Themes panel and then find a theme that we like. You can just kind of click till you find one you like. And that one looks good to me. I want to switch the color there. I'm going to switch it to blue. All right, I like that, except for the world behind it's a little bit dark. So I'm going to hover over the header, click Image, and select. And then I can select a gallery image or one that is on a URL on a website. Or I'm going to click Search and search the internet for world space happiness. And I'm going to add businessman because there's a particular image that I know exists. There it is right there. And so I'm just going to select that image and click select. And that's going to switch out the background for my header. All right, that looks great. And all my changes are saved in my drive. In step 3, we'll create a table. We'll begin by selecting the GDP per capita column and applying conditional formatting. Then we'll clear the conditional formatting, select all the columns, and apply alternating formatting. Last, we'll rename the Sheet tab as Table. Back in our Google Sites World Happiness website, we're going to switch over to our source data in our Google Sheet. And I'm going to select all the values in column D by clicking on D. And then go to the main menu, click on Format and Conditional Formatting. And this will apply conditional formatting to all the values in column D. Right now, they're just all the same color because I'm applying a single color based on an expression. But I'm going to click on the Color Scale panel. And that's going to apply a color ramp based on the value, where in this case, 1.5 is the highest at white and 0.9 is the lowest at green. And I'm going to flip the color ramp. So the more value I have, the more color I have. And I'll scroll down and click Done. And there you can see now, at a glance, I can see which values are greater and which values are less. Now, to delete the conditional formatting, you need to select a value that has conditional formatting, and then over in the conditional formatting, click the Delete button. I'm going to close conditional format rules. Now we're going to apply alternate formatting. So I'm going to select all the records from I-21 to A1, go to Format and click Alternating Colors. And that creates the alternating formatting. Over in the Alternating Colors panel, I can disable or enable the header. I can enable the footer. In this case, I don't need a footer because I don't have a total. I can switch colors. I'll stick with the blue. And I can even customize those colors as desired. Once you like the alternating color settings, click Done. And there I've got my table formatted and ready to go. Last thing I want you to do, if you haven't already done it, is rename the sheet by clicking on the drop up button, selecting rename, and typing in table.